Shabbat Shalom, Mish. So, check this out. It's been a week or so since I posted a video. I've made them, but they either didn't make it off my phone or they didn't make it past YT. I'll put it that way. I titled the video that they removed last night, "An Angel Rides in the Whirlwind." And if you recall, one of our fellow leaders here in America, number 43, in his inauguration speech, he said, "Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm?" You know, the calm before the storm. If you remember also that they paraded around the Arch of Triumph, or the Arch of Palmyra, which is actually the Arch of Baal. They tried to bring it with that title, the true title, in the beginning when they were going to unveil that in different places around the world. They named it what it was, and the people rejected it. There was such a pushback that they couldn't unveil it at that time, so they waited and came back a little while after that, and they renamed it the Arch of Palmyra, which didn't send any red flags off to anyone. What a surprise. And they let it happen. Well, they marched that around the world. London, New York, and if you Google that or go to YouTube and type in the unveiling of the Arch of Palmyra, listen to the speakers that spoke at those events. Listen to their rhetoric and what they were saying. They were saying that this, by them bringing that arch and erecting it, it was an act of defiance, is what they said. And they were saying that the MIB, the Men in Black, I've talked about them before, that they destroyed it, which now makes me believe that was their sole mission, the MIB. Their sole mission was to destroy those ancient ruins, the ancient temple of Baal, and which would give the Western world excuse to parade that arch around. Well, what the arch represents, what it symbolizes, is the gateway, the entrance to Baal worship, the Baal temple. We all know what happened right after they marched those arches around, that arch around. After they unveiled it, we know the laws that got passed, the loosening, that they were the laws for terminations were a lot less strict. They passed laws so they could be more liberal about it. And I think you know what I'm talking about. I won't say it. I have to be careful when I'm talking, how I'm wording this, because, like I said before, they've already shot down my prior attempts. So, the reason I said about number 40, the reason I mentioned number 43, talking about the angel riding in the whirlwind. If you go to Google and Google Baal, you'll see that one of his other names is Hadad. Hadad. You look at that, it says that he's a god of storms, of weather. And it says right in his description that he rides in the whirlwind. So we know what's going on. There should be no doubt left in your mind about what's happening right now. I'm on my way about a 45-minute drive to the capital of the state I live in, where my dad has been taken to the hospital, and he's either being placed on a respirator thing, you know what I'm talking about, and or life support. And I have not found out which one it is. I've heard two different stories, but I'm on my way. And although we can't go in there, they're saying one person at a time can go in there. And it's like a fortress to get in. So, the best thing I could say is when we've read about the slaughter, sheep being led to a slaughter, we all know that. We know what's being said. And a lot of times, in a lot of cases, I would say most people saw that going down in a conventional, typical kind of way, where we would all see it. I don't think it has to be. Couldn't it just be that they do it silently like they've done everything else? And if people are dying, people are dying. If they're being slaughtered, either way they're being slaughtered, if that's the case. So, being set apart like this is really hard. It's hard to speak. I have a hard time trying to talk to people because there's so much of the current events being talked about in everyday conversations with everyone, basically. And there's so much of that being talked about that it's hard to conversate because my view of this thing is so much different than the world's. Because Abba Yahuwah has drawed me out and set me apart. And that's the only explanation. Just having, trying to talk to anyone, it's a job. And it's definitely beginning to be a job on here with them shooting me down. But I'm going to have to just work on it and just figure out what I can say and what I can't say, and get that message out, because that message, that video, An Angel Rides in the Whirlwind, needs to be seen, needs to be heard, because I do think there's a few of y'all that still might have a thought in the back of their head that this ain't what it is, when it's for surely what it is. There's no getting around it. But anyways, I'm going to try to keep my videos under 10 minutes. This might be, if you see my video, An Angel Rides in the Whirlwind, I'm going to make other parts to it. I'm just asking that you bear with me because I do have to figure out how to jump through a few hoops to do it and get my wording down a little better. But anyways, I love y'all. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. These out.